The following audio is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fedora. I am here with my esteemed guest once again with the Mayhem Vote 93.
My dick hurts.
Oh, God. Here we go again, and Haqsaw.
Ah!
And that's how I feel after Mayhem's comment. And then last but not least, Eli. And, of course, he goes with the pigeon noises. However, let's get into where we left these players off at. They decided to take up the Kobold scientist's offer after trying to find their friend, Andoran, quote-unquote, who cowardly left them in the dust as they were successfully defeating a giant hydra that was chained up. They did not manage to find Andoran and instead found this Kobold scientist lady who not only gave them several items for killing off these enemies that were causing her issues, but then she also offered to give them even more stuff if they were to go and defeat certain other enemies that were found in this dungeon. Our players successfully did so by defeating two gelatin-like cubes, a carrion crawler, and not even worrying about the mimic, which was honestly the biggest problem, but they thankfully managed to drown the thing and didn't even have to fight it, so kind of ruined my plans as a DM. But that's where we are now. So you guys ended up going back to, after you defeated these enemies, you went back to the Kobold scientist. She let you guys have a long rest. So you guys have fully healed back up. All of your spell slots are back in session. So you guys are feeling great. You've got brand new items to your inventories according to how you split them up and the ones that she gave you. And she looks at you guys and basically states that you guys now have two options. You can either go into town or you can take up her offer and let her vouch for you guys and be in good graces for the Dragon Queen. What do you do?
I let the Dragon Lady do whatever, personally.
Well, that's not a sentence you wanted to hear every day, is it?
Well,
Let the dragon lady do whatever she wants.
it's not me she's looking at as a god.
I like to try sneak into town, even if I have to split.
Are you fucking crazy? Nice.
The tunnels all over again.
I don't want to leave Mouse to die again.
I don't want Mouse to get skinned alive.
Yeah,
It's okay.
exactly. I don't want to walk into
It'll
town
be
and
fine,
see someone
don't
wearing
worry.
Mouse as a hat.
So
Okay,
you guys
okay.
decide as a collective what you want to do. Do you want to go and
He won't have me
do you
split up.
want to try to sneak into town? Do you want to try to sneak into town and hope that no barbarians see you? Or do you want to be protected by the kobolds and then be able to walk with ease back into town and not be bothered by the barbarians?
Question.
Okay?
If we go into town without the protection, can we still use people to buy stuff?
If you don't
Yeah.
get caught, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Basically,
I guess-
from what I understand is, if we go into town without getting the seal of approval from Dragon Lady Crazy Bitch, then it's going to be like we have to be on high alert and suspicious of everybody. Whereas if we get the protection or the assistance of the kobolds, we can do whatever we want to do. We'll have an escort or backup or whatever you want to call it, but there's, we're still going to have to be on edge. So I'm voting for option number 2.
But which sounds more fun?
Look,
The
okay,
first one.
we've gotten into like 7 different fights, and I really just want an
Now,
episode.
granted, at least 1 or 2 was caused by you.
I fail to see how that's the point.
There was times where we didn't have to fight, but yet we fought.
And
I
also,
mean-
one of them, at least arguably the hardest, was Mouse's fault.
Yeah, thanks for the Hydra.
Right. So, Tony, would I be allowed to know what type of shops we have in the town?
Technically, no, because when you guys entered the town for the first time, you basically just knew where the location for the tavern was at. And then after that, you guys got so plastered, except for you, Norbit, which something different happened to you. But Rhaegar and Mouse got completely plastered, so they don't remember anything that happened that day, the first day you went into town. So you
Okay.
guys don't know what the town actually looks like. You just know what where the tavern was at. You went straight there to go get your money, go get wasted, have a good time, and then all this shit went down, and now you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
But that's where that comes in. So
Okay,
now,
to the party, if we'd go back into town, with or without the aid of the kobolds, we can just go back to the tavern and get directions to anywhere else that we want to go. We already know where it is.
True.
But do they know who we are?
Of
We
course
walk
they're
in
gonna
and
know
welcome
who
us.
we are.
Are you sure? Because the other guy, I mean,
Okay. Slade, how long has passed in terms of days since we were last at the tavern?
so what you guys can roll me an insight check for that. Actually,
Ah, fuck.
roll me an insight check for that.
wake
wasn't-
up!
I wasn't expecting to have to roll against the DM. That would be a 8.
You honestly, you drank way too much to remember. So
Critical fail.
same scenario. You guys got completely plastered. The only thing you remember is waking up in that dungeon cell in the Kobold place.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
I was about
20?
to say, can Norbit roll with advantage because he wasn't drinking?
He wasn't
True.
drinking, but something else did happen to him that he
But
doesn't
Still
know
got a
about.
20.
Yeah, he still got dirty 20.
So, Norbit, your instincts tell you that you guys have already basically been in that dungeon for roughly about two to 3 days, roughly. So 2 to 3 days have already passed for
Yeah,
you
they're
guys.
not gonna forget fucking a mouse folk, a dragonborn, and a fucking whatever the hell Norbit is.
But I'll also tell you with the 20 that you do have a slight flashback as to what kind of happened when you guys got captured. So basically, here's the rundown as to what happened. Rhaegar decided that it was a good idea to go in and kill a bunch of kobolds for sport. So he challenged Mouse to go in and see how many they could kill in one night. They managed to agree upon the reward as to who would, what would happen to the winner who would kill the most kobolds. You thought it was a bad idea, so you tried to talk them out of it, but they didn't do that. So the next thing that happens is that they go off, and you're trying to follow them to make sure that they didn't do something stupid. They end up killing like half of the kobold tribe, like half of them, before they ended up getting captured. And then they saw you, knowing that you were a robot, thought to themselves that you would be a really good extensional power source to their this area that you're in right now. So their master plan was to sacrifice Rhaegar and Mouse to the Dragon Queen, and then use you and hook you up to this contraptions that you see inside of this room.
Okay, so how does that work with what's going to be going on in this session? Because if me and Mouse have gone off and slaughtered half of a kobold clan, Why the fuck are they not trying to skin us alive
Because
right
the
now?
Dragon Queen has no idea of your existence. She's not informed of what's going on. They
Okay,
basically they just worship her as if she was a god, basically.
So
But-
what happens if one of the fucking kobolds turns around and goes, but they slaughtered Timmy, Tommy, fucking Jetty, and
Chief Gertwag is the one that's in charge of that. He's the one that's being informed of everything. The only kobolds that have ever laid eyes on the Dragon Queen is Chief Gertwag and this kobold woman you're looking at. Nobody else has ever seen her.
I don't know. It seems a bit like we're doomed if we do and we're doomed if we're not, sort of thing right now. But I still vote
I'm
for
gonna-
option number
I'm
2.
just- I'm gonna say we'll go with the option number 2 for the protection because
Yeah.
I want to be able to walk around and see what shops and shit we've got.
Mouse, you've been pretty quiet.
I don't know.
I've voted for get the protection because the way I see it is they look up to the Dragon Lady more than Gertwag, right? So even if we had killed half of their clan, if we've got Dragon Lady's protection, they ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, so
Because they look up to
what
her as
she's
like a
offering
lady.
is that she's saying that she's going to walk back to the keep with you and go straight to the Dragon Queen and be like, these guys helped me out. I want them to have protection. And then the Dragon Queen will then say, okay, well, because you did this for her, who is my basically second in command, I am going to give you safe passage through the kobolds, and no kobold will harm you, and you will also be able to go into town and not have the barbarians bother you.
Okay, I'm still voting for that.
I'll
So
vote
we've
for
got
that
2
one as
votes
well.
for that, and then Mouse has undecided.
Yeah, let's do that.
Number 2, okay. All right then. So she goes in and says that let her grab her things right quick and that she would follow you guys up to the keep. So she takes a few moments to grab her stuff. The guards do come with her because, again, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do, is protect her. They take you back to the entrance of the sewer that you guys came from and to begin with, and takes you back up that route. You guys manage to go through there, and then she takes you up the stairway that you saw as you were coming out of the dungeon keep. And this is what you see as you come out. All right, so as our 3 players come out of the stairway, they come out into basically what looks to be like a rundown castle. There's a lot of areas that have debris pretty much destroyed. There are a few rooms that are still intact. To the far north of the castle from where you guys come out from, there is what looks to be like a tower that leads up to a 3rd story, and it's the only area that has another set of stairwells. In the middle of the courtyard, of what you can assume is the courtyard, there are several tents and different places, living spots where some of the higher up kobolds live. They see you guys come out of the stairwell with Chief Gertwag's wife, and roll me either a perception or insight check as you come out with her.
18.
16.
What are we rolling? Sorry,
Insight or perception?
Perception or insight.
perception or insight.
Whatever you got the biggest multiplier on, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, man. They're both the same, to be fair.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump them numbers up.
I know. More 18.
So all of you pretty much notice it. So you come out, and you've got Chief Gertwag's wife with you. They give you like a look of like surprised, like they didn't expect to see something like this, because it's in the situation that Chief Gertwag's wife has not left from the dungeon that she stays in a long time. It's many years since she's left from there. Most of the kobolds even forgot that she even existed. Pretty much the lower end kobolds, the higher ups do remember her and know who she is. But some of the lesser known kobolds don't even know of her existence. That's how long she's been down there. The way that she gets like her food and supplies and everything is that the guards are the ones who bring her the supplies. But everybody here is like in shock that she herself came out of the dungeon and brought you guys up here. She takes you straight to the tower where the stairwell is at and leads you up into essentially where the Dragon Queen stays at. You guys enter in to the top of the stairwell and you see a small little hallway, and at the end of the hallway there's a door. You go to the door and you see the kobold lady knocks on the door. You hear somebody from inside the door say, "Who is it?" And it's kind of low key, so it's almost like a whisper, so you don't really know what her tone sounds like yet. Then you see her respond and say, "Hey, it's me. I've got some esteemed guests here." So you see the door open up, and you guys walk into the room, and it's exactly as you guys saw it on your devices earlier that day. So you walk in, and it's actually a really extravagant bedroom. It's like a master bedroom. There's a really large king size bed, a bunch of different like devices that she likes to collect. It looks like she's a hoarder. Basically, she likes to collect shiny things. She has a bunch of posters of different Dragonborn heroes throughout history on her wall. She's got a giant mirror that she uses for like her little pickpock app that they have designed on their phone. But it looks like that this would be the equivalent of a room of like a nerdy gamer girl, basically. But she is overweight. She is a kobold, and she's not in one of her outfits right now. She's kind of like in what you would think of like as the fantasy equivalent of pajamas. But what do you guys do when you walk in?
I point at the wall with all the pictures of other Dragonborn, and I look at Rhaegar and go, "You's about to be a bitch."
Can I punch Mouse in the jaw for that?
That's up to you.
If you want to change your alignment.
Or can I at least can I stuff like a piece of clothing in his mouth to shut him up? Since I'm not allowed to hurt my fucking teammates anymore.
I mean, you can attempt to stuff a piece of cloth in his mouth. I do need Rhaegar specifically to roll me an insight check, though.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why? 10.
Okay, you don't notice it, which is even funnier. Mouse and Norbit, if you want to roll it as well, I'll allow you guys to roll it. But you'll
guess.
You'll get a different answer depending on if you get higher.
Let me guess. She's got a picture of me on her wall.
No, I got a 7.
Okay, Norbit's the only one that kind of notices it, but the Dragon Queen is intently staring at Rhaegar.
I'm gonna look at
Ray. She is straight up like looking at him up and down.
Alright, I'm gonna look at Rhaegar and whisper in his ear, "I'll be your best man at the wedding."
I turn around and leave.
I'm gonna be there because I know you don't want me to.
I mean, you can walk out if you want.
The pigeon will be the ring bearer.
Is that what you want to do? Is you want to walk back out?
Sorry, I've got an inside joke going on in my head. Oh God, can I do a perception? Can I do a perception check on the room?
Yeah, you can.
Fuck! Ooh, 19.
Okay, she is completely obsessive over dragons. So
I was kind of trying to see if any of the Dragonborn pictures on
yeah,
her walls.
yeah, I'm getting to
were,
that. Yeah,
were
I'm
familiar.
getting to that. So
Like-
you actually do know who all of these Dragonborn warriors are.
Am I
Two
wrong?
of
Am
them.
I
Wouldn't that be
related?
would that be a history check, or is he just automatic?
This is something that he would automatically know, being from his race and knowing his background more than others. It would be more of a history check for the two of you, but for
Am I
Rhaegar, it's more of a perception due to the fact that he knows more about his own kind than the rest of you do.
Am I related to any of them?
The two that you know you're not related to, that you know very well. But the two that you do know came from your hometown.
Okay, so I point at one of the pictures and I say, "Hey, that's Billy Big Bollocks. What the fuck are you doing with a picture of Billy on your wall?"
I mean, I can tell you that
Bad boy.
I can tell you their names if you want me to.
Oh no! It is officially Billy.
It's Billy
Billy.
Big Bollocks.
I prefer Billy Big Bollocks.
Oh my god!
Why do you think I did it that quickly, Tony?
You gotta get. You didn't give him a name. You said he just knew two of them, so he made up names.
Well, like he did, like he stopped me, and oh my gosh, that's so bad. That is so
Wow.
bad.
The names. What, Rhaegar? What's your last name?
My last name? I don't. Oh shit! Do I have a last name on my character sheet?
I
Hopefully,
mean,
it's not
you
Big
didn't give me
Bollocks.
one.
You're not related.
Do you want to know their names?
I mean, we already know one of their names.
Well,
we just have to tell
oh
us the
my
other
gosh,
one.
no!
Well, if he blurted this out in character, what does the Dragon Queen react to him if that's not really his name?
I will get to that.
I'm trying to take a drink and I can't because I'm laughing too fast.
So I'll use her to tell you their names. She looks at Rhaegar and she kind of like, she doesn't really step back, like she's still looking at him like intently, but she's doing less so because of his comment. She kind of almost feels insulted by that.
Oh, dumbass.
And she goes and it says, "No, that's not Billy. That's Balasar. Balasar the Brave."
Well, I don't know what you
Well,
call
that's
him,
our
but
Big
back home we call him Billy Big Bollocks.
And then the other one that you know is it's a female, and her name is Haran.
The whore of Haran.
Oh my god. I'm about to make your life miserable.
Oh man.
I'm about to do the
See?
same thing to
We
you.
might
Tony.
it might as well have just gone into town.
But yeah, so the scientist pipes up and kind of interrupts you to keep you from ruining yourself even further. But she says, yeah, so these adventurers came down into the dungeons and they killed off some problematic enemies that were giving me fits as I was doing my job. I didn't even have to ask them for it. They just kind of just did it. So I would greatly appreciate it if I could get a vote of protection for these fine adventurers so that they can go into town and not be bothered by the barbarians.
Can I chime in after she says that? Real quick?
Yeah, you can.
Pardon my companion. He's a little drunk. He drinks a lot.
Yeah, so you see her, she kind of like, she's really shy. She looks really shy as you say that, and she just goes, "That's understandable." But she does look to you, Mouse, because you seem to be the more like the one, to her at least, that's in her eyes the leader of the party, because you look to be the more confident one. And she looks to you and says that after your statement, she says, "Well, I have a proposition if on top of getting protection from me, if you would like to hear me out."
Gonna go on record right now and say I am not sleeping with the Dragon Queen.
After your
You
comment, that was
Did
off
I?
the table. Anyway, but yeah, so
Okay.
So she offers to you guys to sit down in some of her chairs that she has if you want to kind of just sit around and let her talk for a minute. So she's kind of being polite about it and saying, hey, like make yourselves comfortable or whatever.
I'm
I
gonna
sit
sit
on
on
the
the
floor.
pigeon.
Sit on the floor.
I'm gonna sit on the pigeon.
Yes, with my
You
legs
sit on the
crossed, just
pigeon.
sitting there.
I'm gonna lean against the wall.
Okay.
Like how I used to do as a little cub with murder.
Okay. She looks to you, Mouse, and says, so the Barbarians made an alliance with me several months ago since we've been here. Some of my clan went and tried to do something that they shouldn't have done and were caught by the Barbarians, and I had to kind of negotiate our way into not getting a war started between the two parties to keep my clan safe. However, the Barbarians have been nothing but problematic for us. The people in the town see us as enemies. They want nothing to do with us because we sided with the Barbarians. The Barbarians have literally taken over the town. They kicked the mayor out of his own town and have completely overrun and have taken full control of everything that goes on in the city.
Out of character, Tony. Not to mention, we did play some kobolds that were kind of dicks to the people.
That's why it's even funnier. Anyway, so she continues on and says, well, I have a proposition for you guys that I would like for you guys to take out the Barbarians.
You mean taking them out? You mean like taking them out to dinner in a theater show, or are you talking, necks broken, God, drink their blood sort of thing?
She giggles when you say that, and she goes, the latter. The latter.
Remember, Rhaegar's stupid as fuck, so he doesn't know what ladder means.
The second one.
Okay.
She says that she knows where their main keep is at, where they normally stay at. There's two bosses. The one that is well known, he more or less goes into town quite a bit to basically keep everybody in line. His name is Drake. He's the one that all the Barbarians know about. However, there's a second one, and it's his mother, and she's a witch. But she doesn't know her name because nobody has ever seen her. She stays in the mansion that they hold themselves up in. She just stays there and never comes out. But he takes orders from her, and they go in and dictate how the town is ran. But because of the way that they do things, it's problematic for the kobolds because the kobolds are running out of supplies, and they were wanting to basically have an alliance with the town members, like the people who originally lived there, so that they could give each other supplies back and forth and help one another to get each other to grow. And it was more or less that they were forced to side with the Barbarians, not because that they wanted to, but because of the fact that some of her idiot lower member clan members decided to cause wreckage in the town, and the Barbarians caught them, and to prevent them from being killed on the spot, she just formed an alliance with them and said, we'll help you guys out if you'll keep them alive and let us have them back.
Okay.
All right. So after she tells you all this, what do you guys say or do?
I'm down to go kill him.
I mean, I'm down for that. I really am. But off session, when we spoke before we started recording the session tonight, we said that if we were to go against the Barbarians, we'd get fucked up.
Yeah, so this is more the lines of like, she knows where they're located at, their main central hub. So this is going to be like a stealth mission kind of thing, where that you guys can go into the town, and then sometime during the night or whatever, you can stealth up to their main hub, and take them out while they're not paying attention.
Okay.
Get the drop in on them,
Fascinating.
basically.
Okay. I mean, I'm down to help her if her offer is legit.
Yeah, so she goes over and she goes to her desk and she pulls out these like it almost looks like a pen, but the pen is the shape of like a carved out kobold head, basically. And she hands them to the three of you and says that if you wear these while you're in town, that's the signal for the barbarians to know that you cannot be touched because you are under our protection. And then she says that she'll also allow you to, she'll pay you a certain amount of gold, and anything that's in the mansion that you guys are going to go to is free loot for you guys. Whatever's in there, you guys can keep it. Like, just take it. Whatever's in there.
Keep
all
in mind,
yours.
I have a bag of holding. We can take a lot of shit.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
she said that she's willing to offer you guys 100 gold pieces each if you do this. You're automatically protected by her as long as you wear those pins. And anything that's in that mansion that is there is free loot for you guys. Take it all.
Right.
Ransack it.
I'm going to say, first of all, we already decided that we all want to do this.
Haqsaw, let's hear from you.
Yeah.
About what?
About, like, going and assassinating them all. Because if everyone's down with that, I'm going to ask the Dragon Lady something before they leave. But I'm waiting to make sure that everyone's happy with going and assassinating them.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So everybody's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
But before we leave, first thing I'm going to say to her is, can we have half the gold now and half when we finish?
She says, sure. Yeah, so give me a, do you say that, Norbert, or does Rhaegar say that?
I'll let
I'm
Norbert
going to
say it.
say, wait, are we sure though? She idolizes you.
Well, hold on. What's your persuasion modifier, Norbert?
+3. But my
I'll
roll's
let
been
you. I'll let you
high.
say it. I'll let you say it because I've only got a +1.
Yeah, so the way that
Alright.
this would have worked is that if Norbert says that, then he would just roll a straight persuasion check. But because Rhaegar is a Dragonborn, if he says it, he'll get advantage.
Fuck that. I'm doing it.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, she's already horny, so I might as well.
Yeah,
Use
she
that to our
is
advantage.
extremely attracted to you. That's why she's talking to Mouse more than she is you.
The first one is a 7,
Okay.
11.
And with an 11, she says, yeah, that I can be okay with that. So
Okay.
she goes over and she grabs enough coins for 50 gold pieces for each of you. So you guys can add 50 gold pieces to your purse for now. And then she says
we
she'll
have
give
a-
you the rest after you finish the assassination.
Did we have any to begin with?
You
5.
had 50 to start,
Oh, nice.
and then
I
now
thought
you've
we
got
had-
an additional 50.
I'm down
Each?
with it.
Yes, each. Each
50
of you
additional
had, because you got the 50 gold pieces when you came out of the...
Yeah, I have that written. I just wanted to making sure I was
Yeah,
receiving
so you had the 50 when you
myself,
came out of the
not
dungeon,
50
and now you're given another 50.
So we have 100 gold each.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We still have the other 3.
Tony, can I exchange a couple of my pieces?
Exchange a couple of your pieces of...
I'd like to exchange 5 gold pieces for equivalent in silver, and 2 gold pieces or 2 silver in equivalent to copper.
Okay, so you kind of just want to write that down as the equivalent.
Can I do that?
You can. I'll have to give that to you later on so that you'll know how much the currency is for each of them. But yeah, so essentially it equals up.
That's what I was wondering.
It equals
how
up the
much,
same, but yeah, I can. I'll give that to you.
how many copper pieces does it take to get?
That's
to
what I'm saying. I
equivalent
don't
to-
know that offhand. I don't know the equivalent for that yet, so I'll have to
once
give it.
once we get to
Oh,
that, then
okay.
once
I'll
we-
wait
once-
then. I'll wait.
We can once we get to that stage, I'll do that as well because I'm not going to just like say that all I've got on me is gold because then a
Yeah.
shopkeeper can be like, "Yeah, I'll take gold."
Yeah. All right, yeah,
You fucking schmuck.
we'll do that when we get the opportunity to do that because I don't know the equivalent off that offhand right now.
Can we also ask the Dragon Lady if she knows what shops are in town?
Yeah, so she tells you that there are plenty of different shops there. There's weapon shops, there's armory, there's places to buy spell components, scrolls.
Shops?
There's all sorts of shops there.
Is there a pet shop?
Pet shop? I mean, I would assume would be a pet shop there.
Tony,
Yes.
apparently, 1 silver piece is worth 10 copper pieces. No, 1 gold piece is worth 10 silver.
Yeah. So
one
10
gold is 10
10 silver is 1 gold piece.
Yes. So
Okay.
1 gold is 10 silver. 1 silver is 10 copper.
Can I go ahead and just divide up what I have right now? And
Yeah, you can do that as we're going along. So you can
And that's coming straight from D&D 5e.
yeah. So you can divvy that up now while we're going on and continuing on with the story, but just kind of write all that down as we're going along. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, she gives you your money. She splits it between each of you. You guys agree upon the offer. She goes back over to the desk and pulls out another map, and she hands it to you and says that this is the mansion that you guys are going to be sneaking into to kill off the leaders of the barbarians. And she basically says that as long as you wear the pins, that you guys are safe. You don't have to worry about being targeted while you're in town by the barbarians. Just that she wants you guys to make sure that if you do this, that you need to do it in the cover of night, and you need to be super stealthy about it and not get caught, because things could get really bad if you do get caught. Okay.
That's good.
Alright, can one of you guys check my math real quick for this currency conversion?
Sure.
So, I had 100 gold.
Yep.
I'm going to take that down so that I've got 50 silver, which technically leaves me with 95 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to use 1 gold to turn that into copper. But that's where my math gets a little bit fuzzy because
20 pieces of copper is 1 gold.
What?
Wait, no, it's not.
No,
Wait.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
10 and then so it's 100 copper for 1 gold.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Right. Cool.
I'm just gonna do that when we get to the shop thing. Like,
Yeah, because if we do all of that right now, that's going to take up like several minutes of our time. So that's why I was saying do that as I'm talking and getting you guys through all this, and then that way you'll have it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be getting my change off the vendors. Basically, is the way I was gonna do it.
Okay. So again, you guys, she gives you the map of the layout of the manor, and she tells you that again, just be stealthy about it. Do it in the cover of night, and as long as you're wearing the pins, you can go straight into town and not be bothered by anybody. So, do you guys want to leave and go into town now, or do you want to explore this area a little bit?
I want to go into town personally.
I'm going into town.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, town.
Sure. Okay, so she gives you you each some horses so that you can travel there and get there by horseback, because it is a little bit of a distance if you're going to walk. She tells you that just to go to the stables and go and grab 3 horses that they have in the stables, and then just tell them that I sent you and you guys can be on your way back into town. So kind of speed it up a little bit. You guys go and do exactly that. You each get 1 horse each, if you would like. Norbit, you really
2
don't
feet
need
tall.
one.
How the fuck am I going to ride a horse?
She gives you a pony.
You get a Shetland pony.
So Norbit, you can technically fly there if you want.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know,
Mouse, that they can give you a horse about your size.
So, Norbert, you don't need that other horse?
Hell nah. It's gonna trip
We're taking another horse. We're taking Norbit's horse too, though.
Okay. Yeah, sure. She does also tell you that she advises you not to ride the horses through the encampment because most kobolds are terrified of horses, so only the higher ups are supposed to have them. They're less terrified of horses than the rest of the clan. So kind of just go around the back way. It's not that far. So you guys do exactly that. You get the horses. Norbit goes in and gets on his pigeon and flies over to town. And you guys make it straight to the town. And I'm going to give you guys the picture so you know what it looks like at least, because we can't do screen share.
Well, while you're doing that, question for the DM. Okay. How much is a horse worth in gold?
I can find that out.
So you assume that's what Malice wanted the other horse for?
Free real estate, man.
There you go.
50 gold pieces.
Damn!
Alright, well that's like technically my horse. I say we split that shit.
Split that, yeah.
Yeah, so
only problem is that's
one,
like what?
The horses that you have right now are worth 50 gold pieces each. If you got like a purebred riding horse, like a stallion or something that is like a higher grade horse, it's worth 75 gold pieces each.
Okay, here's an idea. Since that was technically Norbit's horse, why not give him 20 and then give Rhaegar and Mouse 15?
That's between y'all. That's up to you guys.
I mean, we need to sell the horse first of all.
Yeah, when we sell the horse, yeah.
Yeah, so when you guys sell the horse, you can divvy that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go into town. The map is there provided to you in the chat. So for those that are listening right now, the town, it's actually a really good sized town. It's got several different shops that you can explore. There is a mansion towards the middle of the town, which you can assume after talking to the Kobold, the Dragon Queen, that's the mansion that was mentioned that you guys need to go to at some point during the night. But it is a really large city, and you come into the city and you see a giant sign above you that says "Welcome to Falade," F-A-L-A-D-E, Falade. You come and you see a sign up above you that says that "Welcome to the town of Falade." All right, so you guys, like I said, you have the map in the chat, so you know what it looks like to a degree. Again, there are several shops here, there's a couple of inns here. The mansion is in the center of the town. It's the largest building here. It's for you guys that are looking at it right now, it's the yellow square where the number 6 is at. As you walk into town, though, give me a perception or insight check, if you would.
23.
Hey?
I want to know where the pet shop is.
I'll give you that.
11.
Okay.
9. But I'm also, if he finds out where the pet shop is, I'm going to the pet shop as well with him.
Okay, yeah. This is the moment that you guys can basically split up before you go and do your mission, basically. So this is your
supplies.
This is like your time to get supplies and do all that stuff. So I'm giving you guys that opportunity now. But Norbit's the only one that notices it when he comes into the town. You notice that a lot of the townsfolk, the normal townsfolk, they kind of keep their head down. They don't pay any mind to anybody. They're really sneaky about walking down the streets and going into their own shops and all that stuff. They don't want to be noticed by anybody. But the ones that you see that are going around having a good time, laughing it up and all that good jazz, those are the barbarians. And there are several of them. There are a lot of barbarians in this town. More so than you had originally thought, which it gives you the notion that had you come out of the dungeon the way that you were originally attending to, that you more or less would have been easily caught, and they probably would have killed you on the spot, and you would not have survived. But 2 of you said that you would like to go to the pet shop. Rhaegar, where would you like to go, good sir?
I want to find a blacksmith.
Okay. So we're going to start off with Norbit and Mouse first then, because they want to go to the same area, and then we're going to go over to Rhaegar.
Can I just chime in real quick? Rhaegar, if you come to the pet shop with us first, I will go to the blacksmith with you second, because I want to go there as well at some point.
And I will actually be going to get supplies if y'all are going to do that, like other supplies, like necessities. So if y'all want me to pick those up, I'll do that.
Like, if you
I
guys
can
want
split up from y'all.
if you guys want to go to the pet shop together and then split up from there, you guys can do that if you want.
I feel like it'd be smart to all go to the pet shop together, because then we can sell the horse to the pet shop and split the gold straight away.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking of it like that.
Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I just want to get the gold situation sorted.
So in order to get to the quote unquote pet shop, it's actually like a stable. So you have to go all the way to the other end of the town to do it. For you guys that you see on the map, it's the number 3. But for those that are listening right now, so in order for them to get to that specific place, they have to go from one side of town to the other. So they ride across fairly easily. It's pretty much a straight shot there. Just follow the main road all the way to the end of the town, and you come across this small little stable where this is like in his late 40s. You can imagine he's a farmer. He's out to his small little field that he's got, and he's getting some hay ready to feed the horses that are in his stable at the moment. He doesn't notice you, so what would you like to do as you're walking in?
I mean, I'm here just as sort of like a tag along, so I'm basically going to have like nothing to say here. I might pet a horse just to like entertain myself. And
yeah, this is more for like Norbit and Mouse because they specifically wanted to come here. So,
first of all, I'm going to shout the 40-year-old over.
You shout out to him. He looks up and he sees you guys and he waves you down. He starts walking over to you.
Does he notice I'm a mouse folk?
You what now?
Does he notice that I'm a mouse folk?
He does, actually. You won't even have to roll for this one. He notices that there is a robot man, a mouse folk, and a dragonborn all walking up towards him. He's not terrified of you guys or scared of you guys or anything like that, but he is surprised to see the 3 of you because he doesn't get visitors like you guys very often. It's quite rare. Especially for Mouse, specifically. He's actually never seen a mouse folk before, so this is his first time seeing that. But he comes up to you guys. He's actually really friendly. He doesn't mention any of that to you guys, but he does say, hello, how are you guys doing this evening?
I would like to turn around and be like, we're doing good, but we have business to do.
Sure. Come into the stable. I'm assuming you're wanting to sell your horses or buy some more horses.
We want to sell the horse, and I want to see what other creatures you've got apart from horses.
Sure. Just follow me, and then he leads you guys into his stable. You guys walk in, and mostly all that's in there is horses, but there are a few cattle that are in there. There's some sheep. Goats. It's mostly farm animals that you see inside of here. Mouse, you messaged me, so what's up?
Can I use ear to the ground for this dude to see if he is part of my connection?
Yeah, so what I'll need you to do for ear to the ground is I need you to roll me a perception check with advantage.
15?
So he doesn't know anything about your clan. He has no connections to. Matter of fact, you realize that he's actually never seen your kind before. So it's not going to be very likely that he's going to know anything about what you actually do or where you come from or anything like that. So,
okay.
You said mostly farm animals. What's not a farm animal that he has?
So he has like cats, like indoor cats, some indoor dogs. stuff like that. Nothing really fancy.
When he says that, can I do an insight check to see if maybe he's
If he's what?
like maybe he's got like a secret stash of exotic animals he's not talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll me an
Just an
insight. Yeah,
insight.
roll me an insight check.
I would also like to do this.
Sure.
9. Fuck.
Yeah, you don't know anything. All you know is what you see.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He definitely does not have the money to afford exotic animals. This guy is like one of like the.
You don't have to
folk.
buy them. You can trap them.
But
he said he doesn't have the money to buy them, but he knows the people that own them, so he could potentially.
You can ask.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows anyone that sells them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, you know what? First of all, I'm gonna get the horse situation out of the way.
Okay, yeah. So he says, yeah, this is a fine looking horse. I'll give you 50 gold pieces for it.
16, it's yours.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Damn, Norbert, you're going for
Let me roll a
Yeah, if
You roll that,
if
but
Mouse, if
I
you
wanna
want to
roll
give him the
something.
help action, then I'll let Norbit roll it with advantage.
Ooh.
Actually, I was gonna roll a intimidation. What I was gonna do is I was
Okay,
going
if you
to
roll
nod
intimidation
at-
with him rolling persuasion, it cancels that out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do
then
the
yeah, I'll
help
just do a help action.
Okay. Norbit, you can roll the persuasion with advantage.
19,
Yeah, roll again to see if you crit.
15.
19. Yeah, he says, yeah, I've actually made a little bit of extra money this month. I can afford to take this for 60. Yeah, so I'll give you 60 for it.
Alright, I'm gonna then immediately give Mouse and Rhaegar 20 gold each. Keep 20 for myself.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask if he knows anyone that can sell me an exotic animal.
Exotic animals? Like, what kind of exotic animals are you looking for?
Anything that's not a regular farm animal. So something like, I don't know, anywhere between the ranges of a mythical dragon to a slime, not a slime, a snail.
Well, that
can
would be the
spit
lowest.
poison or some shit.
He
Like,
laughs. He laughs at the fact that you mentioned mythical dragon. He's like, I don't have anything like that. But
What about-
I can
I'm
take you to
looking-
my brother who owns some dire wolves.
that sounds
fucking
cool.
direwolves.
Yeah.
I got Rhaegar's attention right there.
I like this.
Mister over here petting a horse because he's got nothing else to do.
Are you glad you came to the pet shop now?
He says, yeah, my brother actually trains dire wolves.
Yeah.
Just dire wolves, because I'm actually looking for something a little more specific.
Yeah. Hey, well, what exactly are you looking for? Because
I'm looking for something way smaller. I'm looking for something like the size of an insect, like a spider.
He's looking for a flea.
I don't have fleas, and I don't ever want a flea.
he laughs and he says, no, I don't know anybody like that, but the only person in this town that I know that sells what you guys are asking for is my brother who does dire wolves. But that's like all he does mostly is he trains them. But if you manage to go over there, you might can persuade them into buying maybe like one or two, maybe.
Yeah.
What about a
I'm down with
snake?
that.
I don't have any snakes, and I don't know anybody who.
What's the smallest animal you do have besides a cat? If you say cat, I'm gonna punch you.
He has a
That's
chihuahua.
intimidation, isn't it?
I think that's just common sense.
It's a little chaos right there.
That would be an intimidation check technically. So if you want to roll for that, then
I think it'd just be common sense, though, wouldn't it? Really?
Oh, I mean, I'm not intimidating him. I'm just asking.
well, the way you
I'm not
said
trying to
it,
get
the
him.
way you said it makes it sound like you're intimidating him. So I would make you roll for it if you were going to do it that way.
Roll for it.
19.
Yeah, he's pretty intimidated by you now. He's like, yeah, you don't have to be so upfront about it. I mean, yeah, I'll show you around. I'll show you what animals I've got.
Sweet.
So he takes you around the stables, and again, it's mostly farm animals and stuff. You do notice though, in the dog pen, there is a runt about
Like a
about the size of a chihuahua.
jackass.
You've got to buy it.
That's racist. So racist.
You've got to buy
That's
it. We both
fucking
know you
genius.
What do you do?
I'll take it.
Of course you will.
He says, "I'll give it to you for 5 copper."
Oh, okay. Wow, that's really cheap for a dog.
Yeah.
It's a fucking runt. He's not going to get much more for it than that.
So
the best
he
one is
takes
the one-
he takes 5 copper from you. He brings you the little runt, and he hands it to you.
I'm going to look at him and ask
I
what he's going to name it.
Shh. Don't talk to me while I'm trying to focus and get it to love me back. I look at the puppy, and I'm just like holding it in one hand. I'm looking deep into his eyes, and I go, "You shit in my bag, I'll gut you."
He goes,
And I put it gently inside of my bag.
Fucking
What the-
solo thing to say to a dog.
I'm going to look at Mouse immediately after he says that and going to go, that's a nice name. Shitbag.
Shit.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm calling animal protection on you.
So now
All right,
Mouse
so,
Mouse have a runt dog
So
called Shitbag now.
the farmer tells you guys that he'll show you on your map where his brother's located if you guys want to go over there and check that out.
Yeah, I'm going
Definitely
somewhere
do
else.
for
They
a
can
mile
go.
walk.
I'm gonna go get potions for everybody. How many does everybody need, and who needs what?
I need 2.
I think I need
Two.
2. I don't remember.
No, you can carry more than 3.
Yeah, you can carry more than 3. You just have to
We
have
only
enough
started
money.
with 3.
You have to have enough
Uh,
money for that. Is the thing.
Just get me however many. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll basically be sharing.
How many
but
do you
this
have
one-
right now? Now, I'll kind of round up and to figure
I
out
think I have one
and
left.
haggle. Okay, you got 1.
I got 1.
You got 1. All right. So I've got 2. Y'all both got 1. All right.
I'll go to the direwolf place. I want to get us as many. I'm gonna try and get us as many direwolves as we can. I want a wolf back.
Okay.
Oh god.
All right.
shit.
So
It's
we're going to
expensive.
start with Norbit and Rhaegar. If you guys are going to go to
No. I'm going to the blacksmith. If he's getting a
Oh,
wolf
okay.
pack,
So
I
Norbit's
don't
going
need
to go. Norbit's going to the
That's
direwolf
true.
place. Then Mouse is going to get potions, and Rhaegar's going to the blacksmith. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start on the
what
opposite
about-
end. We're,
Wait, hold on. Before remember we have what 2 rings or 1 ring? 2. No, we got
That-
1
it,
ring.
it
and
depends
1
on how you
bracelet.
split it up. Each of you got something different.
Yeah,
You can
I just
split
what I'm
it.
trying to do y'all need that to haggle prices on the weapons or for the wolves?
If so, no. So if the only place you're going to be able to haggle off those extra items you didn't want is where you're going, Mouse, because that's where the main market
Okay,
street
then
is.
I'll
at.
take those with me.
Yeah.
All right. Also, Tony, Norbit, I will need the jar with the Hydra heart in it.
Yes, I will give you that, and I will also offer you the were-rat head as well.
No, I just want the heart. I don't want that ugly thing.
But you could sell it.
I could sell it. It'd probably be a good intimidation strategy.
While I said that, I dangle it and like wiggle it in front of him. You could sell it though.
What is the shopkeep that we're at right now? What has happened to him with?
He's
just thinking we're the
watching
biggest
you
bunch of
guys
fucking
as if
weirdos.
you guys are like out like batshit crazy, and he's looking at Norbit dangled this were-rat or this like were-rat's head and giving you the heart of like this like really large heart that he's never seen before, and he now has a very good reason to be intimidated by Mouse.
I'll put since Mo said he didn't want the head. I'll put the
All
head
right, no,
back
I'll
in the
take it.
bag.
I'll take it. I'll go ahead and put it in my bag with everything.
Okay.
I'm good to go. So
All right,
whoever's
so
first
we're going to
up.
start from the bottom then. We're going to start with Rhaegar and then work our way up. So Rhaegar, in order to get to the blacksmith shop, You actually, it's generally in the same area that Mouse is going, but it's a little ways further than that. So, Mouse on your map, you're going to go to number 4. And then for Rhaegar, you're going to go past number 5 and go into the buildings behind it.
Okay.
But for those that are listening right now, so basically, in order for them to get to the shops, they have to travel back halfway towards where the mansion is at, and then head south of the town.
Where are we meeting back up after we get done?
The easiest place to find is the marketplace. So for you, it's number 4.
Or the tavern.
Yeah, tavern.
Or the tavern? Okay. The tavern is
forgot about the
actually
tavern.
right above number 4. It's that yellow building right above the marketplace.
Okay.
So you guys can meet there if you want as well.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
so what's up?
Oh, I just said cool.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. Okay, so Rhaegar,
I said
you
cool.
follow Mouse to the location that he's heading off to, and then you leave him there, and you go past there behind the large buildings in that area, and you finally get to the blacksmith shop. You walk in and you see this burly man. He's quite large. He doesn't have a door anywhere inside. It's kind of just like an open area, kind of like the stables you were just at. So it's nothing you can really walk into or anything like that. He does notice you coming in, and he waves you over and tells you to come his way.
Okay.
What do you do?
I walk over to him and say, "Greetings. I would have knocked, but you don't have a door."
He says, "Yeah, it gets really hot in here."
Okay. I'm looking to do some business.
Okay.
Some very specific business.
Sure.
What kind of services do you offer?
I can sell you some weapons that I've made, some armor. I can craft you some things if you've got the material and the funds for it.
How good's your crafting?
I mean, you can look at my wares if you would like and check some of those out and see how good my stuff is if you want to take a few moments before you make a decision.
So to the DM, I'm assuming that I'm standing at sort of like a workbench or a
Yeah,
table
so
of some
like
sort?
the way it looks like right now is that you're technically outside. In order to go and look at his wares, you kind of got to go like around his workbench, basically his work area, and go inside of the building. So it's kind of like he actually stays outside and works, and then his actual shop is behind him. That's got like a small little tiny building that you can just walk around and go through that way, and then all of his wares are inside.
Okay. Sure. Let me have a look at your inventory.
Yeah, so he points you and tells you to go around and then go through the door that's in the back, and then just go take a look at his wares that he has on the shelves. All right, so you walk into that building and you see a woman inside. You can assume that it's his wife. She's actually just as massive as he is. Funny enough.
Damn, that's
And-
gonna be some big babies.
Yeah. She sees you coming in. She says, "Welcome. Is there anything I can help you with?"
I give her a slight smile and say, "Well, thank you for the welcome. Your husband directed me over here. He told me that I could browse your inventory."
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we've got the weapons on the left side of the wall and the armor on the right hand side. And if you're looking for something smaller, like some bracelets or rings or anything specific like that, then you just come up to me and you can look through the glass case here and see what we've got here. Rhaegar, roll me a perception check to kind of look around and see about the inventory. And
30-20.
so this is actually really fine craftsmanship. None of these items are magical in property, but even without the magical properties on these weapons, you can tell right off the bat that this guy knows what he's doing, and he's been doing it for a long time.
Okay. Out of his armor collection, has he got any? Hold on. Let me take a look at my character sheet real quick.
Okay, sure.
Light, medium. Okay, so what medium chest armor has he got?
Medium chest armor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got like breastplates. He's got chain shirts, hide armor, half plate armor. Like any, pretty much, he's got everything in here that you could think of that has to do with like the different types of armor. It's just that it's not going to be magical property armor or weapons. So it's
Okay,
your typical stuff that you would find.
I'm gonna circle back to the fact that it's not magical in nature, but I'm gonna do that in a little bit. Okay. I look at the chest armor and I ask the woman how much the like I'm assuming there's one that's like it's like steel plate.
There's one that you can get that's a breastplate, half plate, and there's technically one that's spike armor that looks like the plate mail, but that's and then there's also no, that's heavy armor. Sorry, but then so there's the spiked armor that fits along with the breastplate and the half plate, and that's what he has right now.
Give me a second. Copy. Okay, so what I'm looking for is something like this.
So that would be considered half plate.
Okay. How much for the half plate?
So normally half plates of this quality goes for about 750 gold pieces. However, they're having issues with selling their wares. So she said that she would sell it to you for 200 gold pieces if you have it.
Oh, damn. Okay. Can I inquire as to what kind of issues they're having?
She gives a long sigh and she says, "The barbarians have been causing us grievances for our shops. Nobody wants to buy here anymore because of the threat of these barbarians running the town and how intimidating they are."
Okay. Can I sort of like gesture for the woman to come a little bit closer, almost like I want to. Oh, actually, thought. Can I make an insight check?
Yes. What are you making an insight on specifically?
To see if she's like trying to lead me on or trying to like
Okay, yeah, sure.
almost like she's trying to coy me into like
Yeah, go for
a
it.
false sense of belief.
Go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
Oh crap. 13.
So you can tell that by her facial expression of when you asked that question, when she sighed, that her and her husband generally don't like the barbarians. They are just here specifically because they don't have the money to be able to leave.
Okay. Um. Okay, so I gesture to the woman to come a little bit closer, almost like I want to tell her something that I don't want to say too loudly.
Okay, yeah, she walks over to you and she's standing next to you.
I tell her, what if I were to tell you that by the end of the day tomorrow, all of your problems would be solved?
She kind of gives you that side eye kind of look where she's kind of like thinking about what you're saying, and she's like, "I'm not gonna rat you out or anything because I generally hate the barbarians and want nothing to do with them. But can you elaborate that a little bit?"
Um, I say, without going into too much detail, I too have had problems with the barbarians in the past, and in the recent past. So have some allies of ours, and these allies have requested that we have a discussion with the barbarians to see if they will ease up on the residents of this town.
Okay, give me a second.
Crap, he's rolling.
Are you wearing the pin?
I am
We all
assuming
are.
so.
Yeah,
You
I figured
are?
that was
Okay.
like
Okay. She looks at you up and down, and she notices the pen, and she says, "Are you working with the kobolds?"
honest. I I sort of relax a little bit because at this point there's not really much point in being tense with her, or on edge about it. And I tell her that I'm not working directly for the kobolds, but we are working towards a mutual benefit.
Okay. She says, "Hold on a moment." She walks out towards the side next to where her counter is at and opens a window, and she calls out to her husband to come in, that she has something to discuss. And he comes in and she locks the door behind him.
Oh shit.
And she gestures to her husband and says that this Dragonborn claims that the kobolds want the barbarians gone, and he's going
I never said that. I never said that.
well, she goes in and says that you claim that by the end of tomorrow that the barbarians are gone, but you're wearing the symbol of the kobolds. He looks directly at you and sees your pen, and he says that, "Tell me exactly what's going on. Depending on your answer, you can either leave and I'll forget all of this happened, or we can work up a deal."
Okay. So I'm just gonna drop my backpack square on the floor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out the Hydra skull. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to tell them that we find ourselves in a dungeon area, where we ended up.
He stops you half sentence as you pull the Hydra head down. He runs over to you and pushes the Hydra head down and says, "Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? You killed their pet?"
I recoil my hand away just to out of instinct, and I tell him, "Well, if you'd let me finish, I was trying to."
He's like, "I'm sorry. Can you put the head away just for now?"
Okay, so I'll put the head back in my backpack. We find ourselves in this situation where we had no choice but to defeat this thing. We knew not who it belonged to, nor why it was there. We later found ourselves in the company of a kobold scientist who very much approved of the fact that we had slain this Hydra through no orders being given to us. We were not commissioned by anyone to slay this. We did this for our own safety, among other beasts that we encountered at the time. As a direct result of this, we were given an audience with the Kobold's Dragon Queen, who has given us this pin to basically allow us to enter this town and wander around, not freely and not completely at peace, but at more peace than what we would have been had we not been given these pins. We have a mutual standing with the Dragon Queen that should we dispose of the Barbadian threat to this town, that whatever wares we shall find in their possession are ours to keep. Now, I don't give a rat's ass about barbarians. I'll be straight up honest with you. In fact, I don't really like barbarians at all. I want to do this job and just go about the rest of my day. I want to find myself in a tavern with a chalice full of either wine or a pitcher of ale, whatever I can afford, and I just want to relax. Now, you're the only blacksmith in town, and I came to you guys with the sincere hope that we could do some business. I was not looking for any preferential treatment. I just want to do business. If you don't want my custom, then that's completely fine. I will go about my day. I will not speak of this, and we can pretend that this never happened.
You see Blacksmith where he does that thing where he takes two of his fingers and he holds like the bridge of his nose, and he's like got his eyes closed and he's kind of like rubbing his head a little bit and he's thinking, contemplating. He gives a long sigh and he says, if you are truthful about what you say, you give me what you're wanting to do and tell me exactly what you want, and I'll do it for free.
I can't let you do this work for free.
I'm doing this work for free, not for your benefit, but for mine.
Okay.
I'm getting something out of this that you don't know about.
Okay, to the DM, not in character, is there anything that I can potentially give him as sort of a guarantee? Like, that cliche thing of, take this belongs to me, and I'll come back and get it when the job is done, sort of thing?
So,
I mean, I don't know if I have anything on me other than the fucking Hydra stuff that, is going to make this guy
you definitely
feel safe.
don't want to give him that. Like,
Yeah,
you can give it to him to craft what you need done, but as far as giving it to him for that purpose, you do not want to do that. You really don't. There is one item you can give him right now, but if you give it to him, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You catch my drift?
Yeah.
Okay. That's up to you. But
okay, I wanna mention to the blacksmith that I am not alone on my venture. I do have two allies. One is a mouse folk, and one is a giant sentient robot with a robotic pigeon.
He looks at you with a side eye, and he kind of gives that little smirk you give, like when you think about like weird party members like that. That is kind of weird to think about, but he goes, "Okay, all right."
And
So,
I basically say to him, they're good. They will back up my story. They will tell you probably more detail than I have probably told you. I've probably missed some stuff out. But my companions may come here in the future. They may seek to do business with you as well. I'm just saying, if a giant robot walks in here or a 2-foot tall mouse walks in here, they're good.
okay. So he says, "All right. So I'll wager you up a deal. From the story you just told me, that if you handle the problem with your companions of what's causing this city trouble, they have done something to me and my wife that can never be repaid. I'm not going to go into detail about what that is because it's something that's sentimental to us. But if you are honest about what you just told us and you do exactly what you say, I will craft you what you want now and help your companions. And by the end of tomorrow, if the job is done, I will give you your money back and I will have done the work for free."
Okay. So I okay. I take all of the Hydra stuff out of my backpack, and I tell him that I want the skull crafted into sort of like a casing for my helmet, like a decorative casing. I tell him that he can keep the teeth until I come back. The reason being that I'm going to be using the weapon that I want them fashioned into. I tell him that I want the teeth to be crafted into the handle of my great axe. One at the top towards the blade and one down at the bottom towards the pommel. and I show the blacksmith the makeshift sheath that I crafted myself out of the Hydra skin, and I tell him that the skin that is sitting on his desk right now should be enough should he be able to craft me a sheath of better quality. And then on top of that, I want to purchase the half plate armor as well.
Okay. So he goes in and he looks at the materials that you've given him, and he can tell right off the bat that it came from the Hydra. He straight up knows just by looking at it that that's where it came from. He goes in and inspects everything, takes a good look gander at it, and he says that this material is, because it's magical in property, might actually be my best work yet. So not only do you do one thing for me, but you might provide me with something else as well that I've been wanting to try. So I'll tell you what will happen if I'm successful in crafting these items for you, and what they'll do. I'll do it for 100 gold, and I'll throw in the breastplate for free.
Deal.
Okay. So mark on your inventory that you gave him 100 gold pieces. So you have nothing right now.
I've got 14.
Oh, you got 14? Okay, so you have 14 gold. It gives you the half plate. Do you put it on?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what your AC's at.
AC is sitting at 14 at the moment.
Okay. Raise it up to 17.
Woo!
Because it's 15 plus your proficiency bonuses for that. So it goes up to 17. So your armor class is now 17. Okay.
It just got a whole lot harder for Tony to kill me.
Yeah. So that's all that the half plate does, is it raises your AC.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
I mean,
this half plate is actually more expensive than the breastplate. The half plate is actually 750 gold pieces.
King hell.
So this thing is actually worth quite a bit of money. Okay. But he's giving it to you for free for doing this little thing for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
He tells you to come over here, and he's going to explain to you what these items will do when he crafts them onto your stuff. So, Do you come over to the desk so he can show you?
Hold on. Let me just pull up something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. As you're explaining it, I'm gonna type it out. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So you come over to this counter that he's standing behind. You lay everything out on the table, and he says, "So, from what I gather, the skin you want made into a sheath, the teeth you want attached to the great axe you currently have equipped, and the skull you want it to be part of your shoulder pads or the helmet."
The helmet.
The helmet? Okay, cool. So he says that if he's successful in this is what they'll do when he gives it to you when it's finished. If he's successful with the sheath, when you sheathe your weapon in it, you can do 2 attacks per day with poison damage. In order for it to work, you have to continuously sheathe your weapon. So the way it will work is that you'll sheathe your axe, and then when you pull it out, you can do 2 attacks per day that have poison damage on it, because it will be dipped into like a poison substance. Okay? So you can add poison damage to your attacks twice per day by sheathing in your axe. The teeth, if he puts it on and it's successful, the teeth will add +1 to your attack modifier. So it will be 1d20 plus 9. It'll be 1d20 plus 9. Okay? The helmet, it will raise your AC by 1. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. Just note that he has to be successful on crafting it. So I have to make rolls outside of what you see to see how successful these items will be. It might just end up that they'll be cosmetic items, but that's what will happen if he's successful with the crafting.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So with that, we're going to actually swap back over to Mouse now. Mouse, you Rhaegar left you, and you saw him head towards the where the blacksmith is at. When you come into the area that you're at, it's a bunch of different little booths all lined up together in like straight lines. So you can kind of weave your way around and look at the different small little shops that are available there. So where would you like to go in this little marketplace?
Oh, can I tell what kind of shops I'm looking at?
You can roll a perception check to see if you would like.
Damn it, dude. I was trying to make it speed along a little bit. That way I didn't have to go to each one to find out what they...
Yeah, that basically just, if you roll perception, you don't have to roll high on your perception. Just, of course, you got a nat 1. Yeah, you don't know your way around, so you're just going to have to walk around and just...
Well, it means you said there were booths, so I figured like they might have like items in front that could give me a general idea of what they have. So I don't have
with
to
a
be
6,
like,
yeah, you know at least that much that they're like you generally suspect that if you go and look closer at these booths, you can kind of get a general idea as to what's there. So
right,
just give me a general idea as to
um,
where you want to go, and then I'll tell you one of the booths.
alchemy, anything that sells potions.
Okay, yeah. So if you go what would generally be north of you right now, you'll come across a little small alchemy booth. So
Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, what's here?
right
in
where
this
you're
area?
at, right where
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That way I don't have to
Mostly
leave
it's
running
food.
around everywhere.
mostly it's food.
It's mostly food? You
Yeah,
brought me to food?
It's
I was gonna
various
buy
different booths, so you have to kind of like walk around. It's kind of like a marketplace, like it's like an outdoor
Oh my god.
marketplace.
We talking about buying potions, dude brings me the food.
Hey, like you rolled a 6. If you rolled higher, you would have known exactly.
I rolled the 6 now, but you made me go with
And this is a
Rhaegar.
large marketplace. Like you don't know your way around. You
All
kind
right.
of just come.
All right,
here.
let me come up to the first booth and then talk to them. Who do
There
I
you
talk to?
go.
Who is
There
it?
you go. So you go up to one of the booths. He's selling like some home like food and shit. And he looks at you and says, "Hi, how can I help you, friend?"
I'm looking for somewhere where I can buy some potions and maybe some supplies. Is
Oh,
there
yeah,
anything
sure.
here though that I'm an adventurer. I like to kill things and protect my life and the people of the land. And I
Yeah.
would like to know, is there anything in this area that might benefit, like any of these stands? Because I don't know exactly what everybody sells.
Yeah, so he says, "Yeah, sure." He says that if you go down this pathway behind him, if you go straight down, you'll head towards where like some alchemy booths are at, for where they sell potions, scrolls, all sorts of different things. If you head straight behind you, you can find some booths that sell like magical weapons and armor and stuff if you've got the money for that, because most of those are quite expensive. If you head to the left, you'll find more like the food like you're seeing here. Different types of produce, maybe some like quote unquote fantasy fast food joints, I guess you would say. And then if you head right, you'll find armor, magical armor, and that's also going to be extremely expensive.
Oh, you mean the blacksmith?
Mostly the blacksmith sells like your more common items, so like stuff that pretty much anybody can buy.
Right.
But the items that are down towards the right, that's still in the marketplace you're at right now, is more of like the magical properties, the stuff that's going to be
Okay.
like way more than you've got in your purse right now.
You said so one stall sells armor that's magical, one stall sells magical items and weapons, or is it just
Yeah, it's just weapons. So the way behind you sells weapons of magical qualities. The path to your left is magical armor. The path to your right is more like for food and like stuff that you can eat on the go. And the path straight ahead of you is where you would find like the magical like potions, scrolls, stuff like that.
Potions, yes, I might visit the potion. But I pull out my gun, Tony, and I show him. I'm looking for someone who
He
can give
freaks
me
out
something
when you
that
pull
could-
out the gun. He's like, "You're not trying to rob me, are you?"
No, not today. I mean, no, I'm not. I promise. No, I want to know some way to benefit myself. Maybe someone who sells or knows more about these contraptions.
He's still kind of startled that you pulled out a gun on him, but he looks at you and says, "Well, if you head towards the magical weapons area, they might can help you out."
Okay, I appreciate you, and for your trouble, for me bothering you, Tony, I give him 5 silver.
All right. He takes the 5 silver and says, "Well, thank you, friend. You startled me with pulling out that gun, but I appreciate."
It was not my intention. I should have thought about it, but sometimes I am just like I just go with the moment, you know.
Yeah, I understand
Very
that. Okay, so where do you go?
First thing, which one's closer?
The potions is technically closer.
Yeah, let me get the potions first.
Okay, sure. All right, so you come to the potions area. You see an old man with a cane with large glasses, and on one side of his shop he has fireworks, and the other side he has potions and scrolls and stuff.
Oh,
You walk up
God.
to him, and he looks at you and says, "Well, how can I help you, Sonny?"
Sorry, hold on. Yeah, fuck you, Tony. I'm
What
looking.
did I just miss?
I've just met the old fireworks shop.
Oh no!
I think we know what he wants.
Yeah, this
Oh,
guy
God.
this guy sells fireworks and magical stuff.
He wants to suck your dick.
I pull out the spare ring and bracelet we have, and so I'm looking to make a trade. I have some items that I'm trying to get rid of that won't really help me or my companions. So I'm trying to find something better that might suit us. Do you might have anything that I could trade these?
He looks in your hand at the rings, and he goes, "Oh yes, certainly. Oh, hang on just a second. I'll go and get my inventory to see what I've got of potions." You see him kind of like do that elderly thing where he kind of like he's struggling to get out of his seat. He grabs his cane, he jumps down. He's really short, so like as soon as he gets out of his chair, like you don't even see his head anymore. You can hear him walk around though. He goes and grabs something. He comes back and he crawls up into his chair again, and he looks at you and goes, "Let me take a little gander here, right quick. Let's
Tony,
see."
I'm 2 feet tall, so
Yeah,
he's
he's taller than you. He's taller than you, but short in human comparison. But he goes in and he does that thing where he moves his glasses quite a bit, and he's looking down his list and he's squinting his eyes, and he goes, "Oh yes, I do have some healing potions available right now. It looks like."
How much are your potions?
He says, "You're wanting to trade for the potions, or are you wanting to just buy them?"
How much are your potions?
Let me pull it up, because I've got a thing here. He goes and look at you and says, "They're about 50 gold pieces each. But if you trade some items that are worth some money, then that'll be either free or cheaper."
Gotcha. I just need. How many do y'all need?
Just get me as many as you want. Like we've been.
I don't need
basically
any.
Giving. I was gonna say we've been basically giving each other potions as it's been going through anyway. So whatever you think I will need.
Tony, you said there were 50 gold pieces.
Yes, sir.
Can I trade one of the rings for 2 of, or more, whatever he can give me for one of them?
Okay, let me look up. Which ring are you giving him?
It's we
Ring
have a
of swimming?
bracelet of the bracelet was the water walking, and then the ring of swimming is the only ring. It's a bracelet and a ring. So the ring, yeah. Let's see what the prices are. Get them appraised for me.
Okay. Okay.
I do not like that laugh.
Okay.
He's probably gonna give me like 50.
Oh no 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 no
pieces
no
for
no
it.
no 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 no.
Haqsaw, I
Oh,
think you
man.
just became a millionaire.
So he
Probably.
looks at he takes the ring, he looks at it, and it says, "Well, this is a ring of swimming. It's been slightly used, but it's still in working condition. I'll give you 2,500 gold pieces for this."
Fucking son of a bitch!
Sell it right now, because I've got plans now. We've got plans now.
Well, let's put that on the table. Like, definitely, we're getting rid of it. None of us need it, so it's definitely right here on the table. But we do need at least.
You want to hand the
4
bracelet over too?
Not yet. Okay. I want to figure out what we're gonna do with this because I might be able to just sell it. Yeah, but give me just a minute. What I want to find out is I'm gonna get 4 potions, 2 each for my my companions to bring them back up to 3 each.
Okay, right. Make sure that you write all this down because that way you can keep.
I am.
So you get
I am getting
2
that. I'm
potions
getting the-
each. So be 2, 4, 6 potions. So 50 times 6 is
No. 2 is 2 for each of them. I'm not getting any. I don't need
so
any.
you're getting 4
It's,
potions.
4.
So 50
Yeah, it's gonna be
times
200
4, that's 200
It's gonna be
gold
200.
pieces right now. Okay, so 200 gold pieces for the potions. You still have plenty with this ring.
Yeah. That'll leave us at 23. I want to see his wares. What does he have? Like as far as magical items and
So
anything else
he
you might
mostly
think you might
sells
need.
potions and scrolls, but he also has fireworks.
Oh yeah, we definitely getting a handful of something that makes noise.
Okay, all right. So, what kind of fireworks are you looking for? Do you want
Something that creates a bright light.
a
like a
bright
flash.
light? Okay. Wow, I have to go all the way back to 3.5 just to find the list of fireworks. Jesus.
By the way, Mouse, with all that gold, we can
Yeah.
probably just like straight up buy the direwolves if we're still wanting to do that. But on top of
Yeah, if you find
all
out they're
the
really
armor and
expensive
weapons-
since you won't have metagame for that, since you won't really know how
Yeah.
much I've gotten, we can meet up and then we can
That's
I can let
what I
y'all
was
know what we
thinking.
Yeah,
have.
we can
Okay,
discuss.
so-
we can discuss what we've all fucking.
plus you can get yourself some better armor and shit like that as well.
Yeah,
as
that'll
we
help
can also
Mayhem
sell
out
that
too if he
stuff.
Or-
needed to get any.
Yeah.
Or he could get himself a better fucking rifle.
I don't think
No,
you
I
will, 'cause
can't.
it's like-
I can't because this is sentimental.
Or you can get yourself
The only reason-
another short sword to replace the one I fucking broke.
Well, actually,
yeah,
Okay,
I was
thinking
gonna-
about that.
So
Wouldn't
he
a claw
looks at
gauntlet
you and he
make more
says
sense
that
than
that the only thing that he can offer you that fits your description is either a lotus candles or paper candles.
What's the okay? I'm guessing the lotus candles are the Roman candles, so they're like a tube, right?
Yeah, the lotus candles are like the tube thing. The paper candles are kind of like think of it like an enhanced version of those little bitty sticks that when you light them it sparkles or whatever. But in this case, intensify the light that comes out of it. Think of it like that stick, but it's a torch at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So, no, neither one of those are gonna work. I'm looking for something more along the lines like I can toss it, and it'll just like go off, and it causes blinding, something like that. That's what I was.
Okay,
going
so in that case, the skyrocket is what you're going to want to get.
Will I be able to shoot those out of my gun?
No,
Third rocket. I was like,
no.
Well, what if I light it while it's in the barrel and let it go off and I point it? in the
Your
direction
gun
that-
would explode.
Really?
Yeah.
It wouldn't just like I'm not saying
No.
stick it.
No,
I'm
no,
thinking
no,
about,
no,
like,
no,
from
yeah.
the end of it, like you would
This
normally
thing,
a bottle.
this thing is one of those things that you can throw it and it will shoot off, but you do not want to mishandle this at all, and you don't
So I
want to
won't
be
know where
near
it
it.
goes. It could be random.
It's
Okay, that's
randomized.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Maybe no fireworks for us.
It hits in a random spot.
Okay, so I pull out the were rat head and I say, "What can you tell me about things I can do with this?" And I just set it on the.
That you see for the first time this old man getting like wide-eyed, and he's like, "Holy shit, that's a were-rat head! Fuck me! There's nothing I can do with it."
But do you know anybody that could do anything with it? You know, maybe we can come at maybe you could deal me where I can go. Is there like another shop or something? I'm not gonna leave yet. You got some good things, and I want to take a look at all of.
You see him turn around and go, "Hey, honey, can you come here for a minute?" And you see
Oh no, it's a little old lady.
You see a little old lady coming through with another cane. She comes out and says, "What the fuck do you want?" Says he goes, "Don't you sass me, you old lady! Get your ass out here and look at this shit." You see this old lady come up and crawl up into this chair again.
I'm going to admit, I think Mouse is a little intimidated right now.
You son of a bitch!
You see her crawl into another chair, and she looks at. You see her for the first time, like up close, and she's got like what you would imagine is like a mage's garb. You can kind of get the notion that she's like an alchemist of some kind. She's the one that crafts the potions and stuff.
Yeah.
So
when she comes up, does she react to me being a mouse?
She looks down at you, and she's kind of like surprised to see you, but she doesn't say anything about it. So, but she looks at the head and she goes, "Oh, this is a good specimen. That's where'd you get this little sucker?"
Well, I can't tell you because my companions are the ones that got it, but I'm gonna just take a guess and say it came off the body of a were-rat.
You see her laugh hysterically. It's like, "Yeah, we all got our secrets. It's fine. Not a big deal. You know what? I'll give you an option for it. I'll sell it to you for 200 gold pieces. Or
sell. I'm the one offering it. Why would you sell it back to me when I'm the one trying to
well,
sell it?
I'm saying that I'll give you 200 gold pieces for the head. Or
for the head.
Or I can craft you a special potion with it."
Now, what kind of potion, though? Before we go into more details about the money, what can you make?
Give me just a second. I'm going to pull up the stats for it.
If it's a were-rat potion, Mouse, do it.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
I highly doubt it's going to be some kind of curse.
No, it's not a cursed thing. Just a second. So she looks down at you and says that there are two things that that she can craft with this, depending on what you want. She can either craft you a potion of gaseous form or a potion of poison.
Gaseous form?
Yeah, so when you drink this potion, you gain the effects of the gaseous form spell for 1 hour. No concentration is required, or until you end the effect as a bonus action. This potion's container seems to hold fog that moves and pours like water. So basically, gaseous form, when you activate the spell...
I have a bottle of fog? Is that what
Yeah, it's literally a bottle of fog, but when you drink the fog, you turn into fog, and you can move around in places that you normally would not be able to move.
That could be really good for this next mission that we're on.
Holy shit.
But then the potion of poison is literally exactly as it sounds. So it's a potion that you like. It kind of does the same effect that Rhaegar could potentially get with his sheath, where you dip your weapons or your ammunition in this case into the poison, and when you hit an enemy with that poisoned weapon or ammunition or whatever, the enemy has to make a saving throw, and if they fail, they're poisoned.
Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I think the mist thing is more beneficial.
Okay.
I don't really care for the poison. But how many can I get?
You can get one.
One. Damn it, we should have brought the whole body, guys. All right, we'll go with that. But does that equivalent to the price of the head that she was offering, or
Yeah, it will equal up to the price of the head. So it's like
Sweet.
it's
All right.
more like that you give
This
her the
is,
head and she'll give you the potion, but then like she'll give you the potion for like 20 gold, whereas normally it would have been like 200, 300 gold.
Okay, hold on. All right, is that what y'all want me to do with it, or do y'all want the golden?
Your choice, Chief. You're the one there.
It's y'all's head.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean,
we're not there. It's
if you think
Mouse's
that,
decision.
yeah, if you think it's going to be beneficial to the mission, then by all means, go ahead.
Well, if not this mission, we'll have it for a later date for something.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
like,
Yeah, we'll go with the.
Okay.
We'll go with the potion.
So
We still got the bracelet. We haven't.
Yeah, so just mark off 50 gold pieces on top of the 200 that you've already spent, and basically that will equal out to her giving you this potion for the were-rat head. And it will take about a couple of hours for her to go and make this, but she should
Sounds
have
good.
it. She should have it by this evening, by tonight.
All right. So after that, what items does he sell? Does he sell anything? I asked him if he sells anything for firearms.
Yes, for firearms. Okay.
Like trinkets that go
he
on it,
definitely
like,
does not sell anything here for firearms.
That's good.
He kind of points and says, if you go to the magical item or magical weapons area, then you might can find somebody there.
All right. Anything else besides potions?
Can they get materials from there?
What kind of materials you need?
You can get like stuff for like
That we could potentially use to put into weapons.
most of the stuff that you can find here is more the lines for like Norbit because of him being a spellcaster. So he can find like spell components here if you want to buy some of those.
Okay, not necessarily at this guy's like location, but at the marketplace in particular. Or Tony, I don't know whether or not that would be at the blacksmith. Could you see if you can get like a whetstone for the axe so that I can sharpen it while
you can get one where you're at.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So, what kind of components? Is it specific, or just get components?
Yeah, you just get spell components. It's kind of like like
how much are they each?
Like he'll sell you a box for like 5 gold pieces.
Let's get a couple of boxes then. Is that
Okay.
good for you, Norm? Or do you want more?
No, that should be good. I don't even know what I use them for, so yeah.
Yeah, you specifically use spell components to cast some of your higher grade spells, like your level 1, 2 spells, 3 spells, and higher and stuff like that. Your cantrips are ones that you really don't need components for. You just cast them. So
that's when I look and it says like 2 lodestones for like stuff.
Yeah, so this is like the faster way of me saying that any components you need, you just buy a box of this and you're good for a while.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so total I've spent 260. We'll be at 2240 on the gold that they're giving me.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of that, Tony, when I tell after that, I think that's good with them as far as what I can get. So I'll go ahead and finalize the sale on that. But then I also want to add in the Hydra Heart, see if they know anything that I could do with that, and the bracelet of water walking.
You show her the Hydra Heart?
Yeah. If you were asking, yes, I show her the Hydra Heart.
All right. So roll.
And then I'd also
roll
like to
me
give
an
ear to the
insight
ground.
check when you hand her the Hydra Heart.
13.
You see it. So when you pull out the Hydra Heart and you hand it to her and say if there's anything you can do with this, you see her go wide-eyed, and she looks over to her husband and says, "Oh shit, you might be in some trouble." And then you see where he looks at you and back at the heart, and he notices your pen, and he goes, "Son of a fucking bitch.
Hold on. I just want to recap something real quick, okay? Episode 2, this guy was blind as the fucking night. How the fuck is he seeing Hacksaw's pin
Maybe he
without
has
Yeah,
glasses
so-
now.
So he's like he's doing that thing where like he's leaning over the counter and he's like doing a deep stare at him this time. So like the reason he didn't notice before is because he was kind of like sitting back in his chair. He was calm and relaxed, but now that she said what she said and he's leaning over the counter and getting a really good look at you now, he does kind of slightly see the pen. And now he's freaking out. But he goes, "Holy shit, fucking son of a bitch! You're working for the fucking kobolds! Damn it!"
Well, actually, we work for the queen. We don't work
That's
for those
fucking
stupid-looking-
worse!
Not really. If you've met the kobolds, I was a captive about a few days ago,
Well,
and I finally got out.
are you kidding me? Some fucking kobold came here the other day trying to suck my dick for some fireworks!
What? Are you serious?
I'm dead fucking serious! Scared the shit out of me! I hadn't run so fast in like 60 years!
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I mean, if you close your eyes, you can think if it's something else, you
That's
know.
fucking gross!
I can't breathe.
You know, or put a bag, like just cover it with a sheet, you'll be fine.
Are you fucking kidding me? I don't even like this broad sucking my fucking dick. What the hell do I want a damn kobold doing it for?
Well, anyway, I think we're getting off subject. I don't know what the problem is. I showed you this hydro rod
Like,
in order to figure out what I could do with.
you hear the wife peep back up and she goes, "Yeah, the kobolds are not very well brought known here. Like, they're not good people. They sided with
got that.
They sided
that
with
they
the
got that
barbarians, and they've caused us a lot of problems in this town."
Yes, and I know that. Don't think that I don't know that. But I think they're not trying to be that way. From what I understand, they're trying to make things better, but they don't want to be with the barbarians, which is
Well-
why this thing's dead.
Roll me a persuasion check.
A 9.
Yeah, she I don't know about all that. Like, they've caused us a lot of problems in this town. It's like the whole
Can I do ear to the ground, Tony, for this?
Yes. Actually, I'll tell you what. If you roll ear to the ground for this for a persuasion check, I'll let you roll it with advantage, and it will cancel out the persuasion you just rolled.
12.
Roll again to see if you get higher. You're getting advantage, basically, for doing this ability.
12 again.
Okay. All right. You got a 12. Okay. So you don't see him come up. He kind of like sneaks up on you a little bit, but you see another mouse folk come up behind you. He's wearing what looks to be like a dark robe, like a garb, kind of like. His face isn't covered. He's got a rapier on his side. He touches your back, and he whispers in your ear and says, "Brother." What do you do?
And I reply back with, "Are you with?"
He goes in, and he shows you your sigil on his chest that he's wearing.
How does the old couple react?
They're kind of they're not saying anything. They're kind of like basically in the terms of D&D holding a reaction. Basically, they're waiting to see what happens.
I grab the heart and I hand it to him.
Okay.
I whisper in his ear and I say, I tell him to take it home to mother.
He whispers back, "Understood," and then you see him. He's gone. in the blink of a flash.
And I turn back to the old couple and I go, now back to business.
They kind of just are like dumbfounded. They like just witness this weird interaction between two random mouse folk, and it's already rare enough to see mouse folk in this town, let alone any type of animal folk. And they're just like, okay, look, we don't want any trouble.
I'm not here to bring you trouble.
Like,
in fact, I'm here to do the opposite.
So we will do our business, and we'll do it exactly like we said, and then after that, we won't say anything. We'll pretend that this never happened. We'll pretend this never happened. That fair?
Oh, it sounds good to me, my friend.
All right. So you see her. She doesn't take the heart because you gave the heart to the other guy. But she does take the head.
The head, the ring, and then I place the bracelet up. Now, one final item is this.
Okay, so you see that you place the bracelet up there. So this one is going to be worth about 1,000 gold.
So we jump up to 30.
Yeah.
All right. I complete my business with them. I get the gold. I'm going to keep it separate from my own personal gold. So I've got four potions, health potions. I will get the fog potion later on in the day.
Yeah, you'll get it and towards like nighttime. Right now it's kind of like mid-afternoon, like a little bit past lunch, basically. But you hear the woman get down. You can kind of hear enough to where that she's talking to her husband, and she goes, "I swear, these fucking kids these days making deals with all sorts of shady fucking people." And he goes, "Shut the fuck up, woman! He's still standing here, you fucking idiot!"
It's okay, no harm, no foul.
And you hear her scamper off, and she goes back into her workstation and starts getting your potion prepared. And now, with that being said, we are going to swap over to Norbit. And we're going to make yours a little bit quicker than the rest of them.
Well, I still have the other stalls I have.
Yeah. We're going to get to that in the next session. So that way we can get all that out of the way, because this is going to take several hours to get all this done. Tonight is mostly about you guys getting prepared for this, and getting everything out of the way that you need to get done before you do.
It's going to be harder than the
Hydra.
The fights themselves are going to be not as hard as the Hydra fight was, but they're going to be hard in the aspect of like that you're going to have to do this mission in a different way than just running up to something and hitting it.
Oh, sorry, Rhaegar.
This is going to be like a stealth recon mission kind of thing. Like you guys are going.
Spy pigeon.
You guys are going to be very sneaky with this. You're targeting two specific individuals, but if you screw up, then the entire town full of barbarians is going to know about it at some point.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, Norbit, again, we're going to do yours really quickly because you're just going there for dire wolves. So, you go north of where you're at. So you're going about 2 houses north of where you're currently located out of the stables.
So the greenhouse.
So for you on your map, it would be about the green to red house.
Yeah.
So around there. And you see a small little hut surrounded by several trees. And at the foot of the door, there's 4 dire wolves. These things are like, if you've ever seen an actual wolf, think of these things as like bigger than that. These things are actually rideable. Okay. You see 4 of them at the door, and they look at you, but they don't do anything. They don't bark or anything like that. What do you do?
Can I go knock on the door? Actually, no. Am I still with the old bloke from the thing?
Wait, do what now?
Am I still with the person who showed me where his brother lived?
Yeah, you're still with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look at him and go, "You take the lead since he's your brother."
Okay. So he walks up to the door. The dogs don't do anything to you or anything. He knocks on the door. You hear somebody from inside go, "Who's there?" And you hear the guy in front of you say, "Hey, it's me, brother." So the door opens, and they're twins. The one that's inside that opens the door, you see that he's wearing what looks to be like Ranger's gear. He has two swords to his side, one on each side, and he has a bow strapped to his back.
Yes.
And he looks well fit for being at his size, but they do look exactly alike. He comes out and says, "Hey, brother, what can I help you with?" And he says, "This fine gentleman wants to know about your dire wolves." And he points to you.
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm gonna look at him and go, "I'm interested in buying at least 3 of your dire wolves."
He chuckles and says, he says, "I can't sell you my prized pets that we have here in the front of the house, but I do happen to have a direwolf pup that I need to get rid of. If you would be interested in that,
How many pups?
I have one left.
How much?
Give or take, I'd say I'd give you about maybe 100 gold pieces because they are quite hard to get my hands on them.
I'm gonna say, would he do 80 of them since it's still only a pup?
Make me a persuasion check, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, make me a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. He looks at you and says, You look like a trustworthy man. Yeah, I'll give it to you for 80.
Alright, so I will give him the 80 gold, which, yeah, for the pup.
Okay, so you come closer to him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
The wolf's gonna fucking bite my ass or some shit. I can tell.
You come close to him and he sees the pin on your chest. He holds off for a second and he simply looks at you and says, "Are you with them?"
I'm gonna respond with, give me a sec. I need to send this one through. I'm gonna say yes and no. It's a mutual benefit.
He says, "Explain to me exactly why you're wearing that pin, and depending on your answer, if it satisfies me, nothing will happen."
Alright. I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, as you can see, I don't look like a normal person.
He kind of chuckles at that and says, "Yeah, you look like a giant walking tin can, but that's beside the point. But why do you have the pin?"
Yeah, and this is what I'm gonna say. So, because I don't look like a normal person, I can be seen as a potential threat by a lot of people, such as the Barbarians. I end up getting captured by the Kobolds. Somewhere, ended up talking to the Dragon Queen. She gave me this pen, told me nobody would fuck with me if I wore it, so I'm wearing it. That simple, nothing else to it. I just don't want to be fucked with while I want to go buy stuff.
He looks at you very immensely, and he says that the kobolds and barbarians have caused nothing but absolute chaos in this town. More the barbarians than the kobolds, I will admit. But with the kobolds willingly siding with the barbarians, it kind of puts a damper on this relationship that me and you have.
I will put in on him and I'll say, I would wait till tomorrow before saying anything else. Don't ask me why. I can't say too much.
He says, "Hold up. Like, you can't just say that, wait till tomorrow, don't ask questions. Like, we're in the middle of surrounding wood. Barbarians don't come out this way because of my dogs. So, if you want to come inside and explain a little bit more in detail, then that's fine. in the privacy of my home. But I'm not going to sell you my dog until I get a full explanation as to why you're wearing that pin.
All right. I'll kindly agree. I'll say, yeah, sure, fine.
Okay.
I want the dog.
So, you and the two brothers go into the house, and he closes the door, and he kind of does that thing before he closes it and looks around to make sure that nobody else is here. Closes the door and kind of like deadlocks it, and he says, "Do you eat or drink anything? Because I don't know how your race works."
I'm gonna say no, but if it'd make you more comfortable, I can.
And he says that I've got a pot of tea that I've been making. If you want some of that.
Well, out of character, since I'm British, I'm gonna have to say I will take some. Yeah.
He
So
he pours you a nice cup of hot tea. He sets it down for you.
At least it's not cold.
Yeah. He looks at you and says, "Okay, so we're safe here. Barbarians, like I said, don't come out my way because of my dogs. They're extremely protective of me. Yep. So I'm doing this out of pure kindness and also because of basically me being more or less interested as to how you got the pin.
Yep.
And I want you to explain in full detail as to what happened and go from there."
All right. So first of all, I'll start off with the fact that before he gets any wrong ideas about me, I am here to help his town. More than anything, I like the town. It's a nice place. I've got a lot of good items here so far and sold a lot of stuff, so I enjoy the town, and that's why I'm here to help. And I'm going to turn around and say, originally it started by us, me and my party, getting captured by the kobolds. We got out because another kobold choked another one out, and it all went to shit real quick. We ended up in this dungeon. There was a giant dragon, snake, hydra looking thing that fucked with us. So we slice and dice, cut it up, killed it, I'm going to show him the bag of holding and be like, this is made out of its skin. Is he going to react to the hydra skin?
He does react to that. He actually gives out a actual sigh of relief. He says that that hydra has caused some problems with my dogs, which is why that I specifically don't like the barbarians more so than the kobolds. The barbarians actually wiped out half of my pack. The only ones that survived is the 4 that you see outside and the 1 pup that's sitting here.
Right.
I can't afford to raise the pup anymore after what happened with the hydra.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm willing to give up the pup for a little bit of cash so that I can get some food for my other dogs. But when I saw the pin, freaked me out because, again, the kobolds just up and sided with the barbarians without giving an explanation as to why they were doing that. And normally speaking, kobolds are not to be trusted to begin with. They're more lawful evil in nature. But they kind of came out of nowhere, settled in a refuge not too far from the town in the castle that was already broken down to begin with. And we haven't actually heard from most of them since. They do come into town from time to time to get like food and go to the tavern to drink, but they haven't actually caused us any problems. The only reason we despise the kobolds right now is because they have formed an alliance with the people that have completely just wrecked this town and have caused major problems for everybody here. We've lost good people to these barbarians. We've lost women, children, good fighters, my dogs. Several people in this town have died. Good, solid people to these barbarians. They are savages, and we want nothing to do with them. If we can find a way to get rid of them, I personally would help in any such way that I possibly can to make sure that this riddance is gone for good.
Well, I'm going to jump in and say, I'm going to explain that the Kobolds sided with the Barbarians, not out of wanting to, out of need, as their supplies were running low, and this was the only way they could really do anything. But now that they've done that, they've realised how much of a mistake it was, and that is why me and my party are here. The reason I've come to you specifically is because you can tell by my giant metal pigeon, I am a fan of animals, except spiders and slimes. They can all go away and just die in a burning fire.
He chuckles at that.
And then I'm gonna say that's why I'm here, because I wanted some more, both to help out as mounts as well as for combat. But on top of that, I can see that you're obviously deeply bothered by your pack, and we're going to be fixing the problem with the barbarian tonight. So tomorrow you shouldn't have to worry about anything like that. And from there forward, I will say that your wolf pack is under the protection of me. And I can't speak on the behalf of my party, but I can say for me, if I can have this pot.
He says, "How many's in your party?"
I'm going to say 3, and the pigeon.
He says, "Hold on a minute." He goes and grabs a pad, and he writes 4 notes on it. And he says, "I'm writing this note, and I'm going to have my pups send them to specific people. From here on out, nobody in the town will be wary of you wearing the badge."
Okay.
So you see him roll the pieces of paper up and put his seal on the paper, and he puts it in like these little tube like things that made out of like what you could see as like leather.
Yep.
Puts them in those. He walks outside for a minute. He calls his dogs up and he whistles up to them. He straps these things onto their necks, and he tells them to go to these specific individuals, and then he snaps and they run off and they're gone.
Right.
He turns back to you and says, "Okay, so what I've essentially done is made it to where that nobody will interfere with you and your party members, even while you're wearing the badges. And I've briefly explained the situation you've explained to me. So you and your party members, once the note is passed around, should not have any issues anymore with anybody here. They should immediately trust you now.
Yep.
And will treat you as such. However, I will say that until the job is done, don't take the other pup. Leave him here with me. And when the job is done and you come back here tomorrow and it is indeed done, I will give you the pup."
Right. I also want to ask him if he has any other animals apart from the direwolves while we're here.
He says, unfortunately, like I said, the barbarians have pretty much destroyed everything in this town. That like the reason that we are in such deep shit right now is we're in poverty because the barbarians are literally ransacking everything. They're taking everything from themselves. They're taking most of the food supply. They're taking most of the weapons, the armor. They've literally taken everything from this town, and that we as townsfolk want them gone. And with you explaining the situation with the kobolds, once that word spreads around between the townsfolk as to what they actually were doing, this will make it easier for us to accept them and not be as weary against them.
Yep.
But I will say that I personally hope and pray that you do deal with the situation tonight, because those barbarians, they need to go. Honestly, if I was a stronger man, I would have gladly went with you and killed them myself. But unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. I don't have the means to do so.
I would also like to give him my 20 crossbow bolts, because 10 of them are light emitting.
Okay.
And I am going to tell him to sell these to get food for the pups.
He bows deeply with respect and says, "Thank you for your generous offer." And he says, "Like I said, now that my pups have gone out, you and your party members don't have to worry anymore.
Yep.
So you're good to go."
And I will say, I'll be back for the pup tomorrow. I'm going to go get supplies for tonight.
And he says, I will make sure to take good care of it.
Oh,
But
before I leave, I'm going to ask for about combat. Can they be trained for combat?
He says yes, but they are extremely difficult to train. So if you don't have proficiency in training them, it's going to be even more difficult for you to train these, because inherently dire wolves have instincts of being wild animals by birth. So in order for you to fully train this thing to command it, you are going to have to spend a lot of personal time with this wolf and make sure that you take care of it to the best of your ability.
Yep. I will give him my word that I will.
Okay.
And then I will leave.
And with that, we are actually going to end the session. So guys that have been listening now, thank you so much for listening into this podcast. We will return next time, where we will find out, after they've done a little bit more shopping, the results as to what happens with the barbarians. Do they manage to kill them? Do they manage to do something else? We're not going to know until then. Peace out. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Boy,
Come on! What's going on, everybody? My name is the Mayhem 93, and I play as Rhaegar, the Dragonborn Barbarian, over here on the Dirty 20 podcast. If you'd like to see more of me, then feel free to head on over to my streaming channel, twitch.tv/the Mayhem 93. As well as that, you can always check out my own tabletop role-playing podcast, Guardian Down, on YouTube. The channel name is the exact same thing, just without 93. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, because we've had a great time creating it for you, and we would love to hear some feedback down in the comments below.
Hello, my name's Ellis, otherwise known as Eli in the Discord of the Dirty 20 podcast. I play Norbert as well as one other character for a short time. And if you want to find me anywhere else, twitch.tv/LSCW. If you want to come hang out with me there. And I hope you enjoy the podcast.
Are you seeking some slick new gaming gear to add to your arsenal? Our friends over at Inked Gaming have developed their site into a one-stop shop for all of your tabletop gaming needs. From vibrant-looking dice to cleverly designed dice bags to sweet sleeves, playmats, and a whole lot more. Their site is rich with quality goods that will help you up your game. Team Inked has been a friendly, reliable supplier to the gaming community for nearly 10 years, and we want them to continue growing for the next 100. In fact, we love their products so much that they didn't even approach us to promote them on our podcast. We wanted to utilize our affiliation with Inked to let people know about their gear. So head on over to inkedgaming.com today and get your hands on some awesome gear that matches your game and your style.